Jaguar Wright has never been one to bite her tongue. Her reputation for unfiltered truth-telling has made her both a cult figure and a lightning rod. But this time, her words didn't just spark controversy. They cut deeper, striking at the heart of a story that millions had already accepted as fact. In a live stream that appeared almost like a flash of lightning, then vanished just as quickly, Jaguar laid out a blistering, point-by-point case that shook the official narrative of Charlie Kirk's sudden, shocking death. The way Jaguar told it, the truth wasn't merely hidden. It was being buried, deliberately, strategically, and with chilling precision. Her focus turned almost immediately to Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow. Jaguar didn't hesitate, didn't soften, and didn't mince her words. She questioned Erica's demeanor in the days following the tragedy, painting a picture of a woman who looked more like a press secretary than a devastated spouse. While the public saw poise, Jaguar claimed she saw rehearsal. Where many saw grief, Jaguar said she saw control. And that control, Jaguar implied, was the first crack in the facade. What really set social media ablaze, though, wasn't just her tone. It was her breakdown of Erica's public statement. In her live stream, Jaguar pointed out the strange omissions, the lack of personal stories, the absence of raw emotion. Erica never stumbled, never choked up, never even paused to collect herself. Instead, she spoke in careful, sweeping terms about them. A vague, shadowy reference, Jaguar claimed, pointed to something far bigger than the tragedy itself. Who exactly is she talking about? Jaguar demanded. Shadowy political forces? Foreign actors? Domestic power players? She argued that the choice of words made no sense unless Erica was under pressure to deliver a message larger than herself. As Jaguar's livestream clips were reposted across TikTok and X, new theories began bubbling to the surface. Some content creators swore they noticed something strange in the viral footage of Kirk's collapse. Tiny, almost imperceptible movements beneath his shirt just seconds before he fell. Was it a muscle spasm or something more? The idea of a hidden device, implanted, attached, or triggered, began to take root online. And while Jaguar never outright claimed to know what happened, she did ask the questions that everyone else seemed too afraid to ask. If a close-range rifle round had truly struck him, why wasn't there any visible blood spatter? Why didn't the people seated directly behind him react as though they'd been sprayed? These, Jaguar said, weren't minor details. They were glaring holes in the entire narrative. Then came her most audacious claim yet, one that sent shock waves through even her most loyal followers. Jaguar suggested that Erica Kirk wasn't simply Charlie's wife. She was a carefully placed intelligence asset. According to Jaguar's version of events, Erica had been embedded into Charlie's life to monitor him, to keep him aligned with certain interests, and to steer his public positions in a way that served invisible masters. But when Charlie began drifting, questioning alliances, voicing criticisms of foreign policies, and stepping outside the lanes he was supposed to stay in, the leash came off. And, Jaguar said darkly, that rebellion sealed his fate. It was an explosive allegation, one that reframed Erica not as a grieving widow, but as a central figure in a shadow operation, a handler in disguise. Meanwhile, the official story from authorities felt almost too neat in comparison. Within hours of the incident, the FBI identified their suspect, Tyler Robinson. They released a grainy still image of him supposedly fleeing the scene. His own father reportedly turned him in. News spread quickly that Robinson had confessed on Discord. But then a strange twist appeared. Discord itself publicly denied that any such confession existed. Suddenly, what had been a straightforward manhunt began to look more like a public relations scramble. For Jaguar, this wasn't a slip-up. This was proof of a carefully managed cover-up. She argued that the FBI's evolving suspect lineup felt like a game of musical chairs. First, an elderly man's photo was circulated, then another person of interest. Finally, Robinson. Each shift in her eyes looked like authorities scrambling to keep the public pacified. Candace Owens, a longtime ally of Kirk's, added her own accelerant to the fire. She blasted the reliance on blurry stills, pointing out that a campus with nearly 2,000 security cameras should have crystal clear footage of the suspect. If there was nothing to hide, she demanded, Why had no high-quality video been released? Owens went even further. She accused unnamed figures of twisting Kirk's legacy, citing a letter he had written to Israel's prime minister. According to her, the media cherry-picked the sections that portrayed him as a loyal supporter, ignoring the passages where he expressed deep doubts about foreign influence in American politics. Together, Owens and Wright became a 1-2 punch the FBI couldn't easily dismiss. While Jaguar zeroed in on forensic inconsistencies in Erica's suspicious role, Owens attacked the lack of surveillance footage and the manipulation of Kirk's words. Both women insisted that the mainstream narrative wasn't being reported, it was being sculpted. And the more people looked at these details, the more plausible it seemed that Charlie Kirk's death wasn't the result of a random act of violence, but a calculated removal of a man who had started saying things he wasn't supposed to say. By the time Jaguar's deleted live stream had finished echoing across social media, one thing had become crystal clear. The official story no longer felt like the whole story. And if Jaguar Wright is right, we may only be seeing the opening act of something much larger, much darker, and far more dangerous than anyone in power wants us to believe.